on what the captain said, the monster should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards. Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds. A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief. "Quick, leave this place. Turn around and don't look back," they yell.
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered. All the signs point to one thing. A true...
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters might...
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear rustling sounds from the surrounding bushes. The monsters have emerged. They close in on you without fear. You get the impression...
A little help here! This thing wants to eat Paimon!
Your battle round be...
Let my name echo in song!
Here comes the finale!
Fire! Well, with rocks. This one's got your...
The next battle round begins now.
This one's got your name on it!
The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment before dissipating into thin...
Oh, thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marashose Hunter class came with all those preset skill points.
I never knew the phytometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict.
That's part of...
Just as you begin to celebrate your victory, a suspicious lump on the ground catches your attention.
A suspicious lump. Wait,
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
As you investigate the mound, you discover that with the monsters gone, the small protrusion now awaits your...
whoa, it's a treasure chest!
With everyone's help, you successfully excavate the wooden chest from the ground, even without opening it. You can tell from the...
Makes sense. We worked hard for this.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it. Doesn't it...
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who got hurt fighting...
Wait, is that how it works?
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game...
But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove we're Marashose.
That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe...
Well, if donating it could cause that much trouble, why don't we use it to buy some gear and fill up on...
Looks like you're facing a difficult choice. Well, it's getting late.
Wow!
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all, or because the story is particularly...
Here, here!
Oh!
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an earful if I get home too late.
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues for the...
Huh?
There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed to an...
Whoa! They really...
Well, even if we end the game for the day, we can
tells me...
That's just a coincidence, okay? Besides, and anyway, Paimon really does want.
Well,
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern. My earliest memories are of living with Master. According to her, she saved me from certain...
What a heavy
Master was a fascinating individual. My first ever toy was a short sword. Although I suppose it wasn't so much a toy as something...
Oh, wait, so she handed an axe...
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. See? That's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me.
Excuse me for asking this, Clorette.
Probably around...
3? Isn't that when most...
As I said, Master was rather inexperienced in the ways of raising
I'm not so sure this is a question of experience.
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised. Oh, she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once. It was a Geovishap hat.
A Geovishap hatchling? For a pet?
What she said was this: make sure to get along, you two. If you really...
And...
5.
Well,
No, I lost.
So you're saying
Yes, but only for a week.
that really doesn't sound like the kind of...
Later on, I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6. Even though the training she subjected me to was strict, she always made...
I still remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our...
I still hadn't really...
After that, though, you started coming over a lot. You loved challenging people to shooting competitions.
I had a lot of fun during those days.
I enjoyed them too. Oh, do you remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina together? We tried to pretend like we never heard anything, but
Protector of justice. Oh, wait, you mean...
Yep, that would be her. She often would put on a black cloak and go out at night.
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of... Oh, there's no need. Although, calling herself the Protector of Order...
Huh? When did the
Oh, she had a bunch of code names. Later on, she probably got sick of answering those questions.
That sounds like her, all right.
Well, she certainly sounds like a...
It's true. I always wanted to become like her.
But...
She suddenly disappeared the night...
disappeared?
I have no idea. That night, I was celebrating my birthday at Navia's house. But when she still didn't appear after a few days, I went to...
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the map.
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, just like how, when a litter of kittens...
Or...
I was at first, but not anymore.
Well, despite everything, you still managed to follow in her footsteps and be...
I suspect my position would be far too...
Who knew Clorand had such an interest? I wonder... If Clorand's master were the champion duelist... Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Clorand did not...
Well, anyway.
I had a great time today, Miss Clorette.
Anytime.
The script was good, but I've got to say... Hey, you should tell us more about that fight again.
What does she mean, on to something? I certainly don't know any... Guess I'll head back as well. I need...
You're that excited to hear about...
I was talking about...
Just between the two of...
It was nothing special, really. Geovishaps don't...
And that...
Yeah, it hurt.
Oh...
Let's go meet up with the group! Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
looks like everyone's here. Now, before we begin, why don't we finish where we left off yesterday? There was an important decision to be made, yes? I'll pour everyone a cup of tea.
Is that really the most? Have you all cold?
I admire the work put into the set. Still,
So the set is...
unfortunately, that is some...
Anyone think Clarence's smile is
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. If we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity, why don't we give ourselves a different name, just like Clarence's master did?
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile.
Staring at me won't get you anywhere.
Why aren't you saying anything now?
Oh, this is the short sword, Clorin.
Huh.
Well, I made sure to take good care of it, considering the... Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. I was just thinking about all...
Wait, we haven't been...
Well, it's only a matter of time. Hey,
Alright, Paimon's made up her mind. Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
So, you reached an agreement? All right.
Oh, and we'll collect all the scattered pieces.
All right. You collect the treasure and make your way back. The city is still shrouded in a gloomy, in places where sunlight struggles to reach. You generously thank you, kind. The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you as you walk away. Her eyes never.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up.
Should we go find that man again at the square? He seemed like a pretty responsible guy.
Oh, good idea.
Just as you start to make way to the square, intent on. Please wait, distinguished guests. Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you.
greetings, gentlemen.
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place.
Well, we have to investigate the court at some point, right?
I say we go for it.
That...
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards, and gilded tables line both sides of the hall. The space itself is adorned with all manner of expensive antiques, glass.
Wow, it's...
The elderly king, clad in a magnificent robe, he wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right. They're here, your majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister, shields his After a moment, he lowers his hands.
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings.
The king remains. Esteemed guests, allow me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom. I've heard tell that your group, the Marechaussee Hunters, however, seeing that I was not fortunate.
Well, we've got nothing to hide. You... The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees in a single swipe. It took a lot of effort to well, that was enough to...
Your account does indeed match those of the survivors.
Well,
How did he know about the...
Ah, then I must.
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward?
Yes, only that which is freely given by the king can be considered a reward.
But that's completely unreasonable.
yeah, that makes no sense. If it...
Maybe so, yet the fact remains. You try. What? No answer? Surely you're not insinuating.
Well, what...
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains seated, with his hands resting on either side of the
From the look of things, could the prime minister...
I would like to observe the number of guards.
The guards in the palace appear fully armed, their expressions solemn. Sensing the tense atmosphere,
Well, there goes my plan to turn the whole...
it appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of... Before I decide your fate, however,
Can't we try to slip away? Or maybe start...
But if we try to fight the
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by ear.
Thanks, you...
you allow yourself to be led. It's only when you begin to feel drops of water falling from the dungeon ceiling Stay here. The guards lock the cell.
Wait, sir!
Your voice echoes through the dark hall.
No!
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two.
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing there. You now recall.
What about that knife I hid it
When did you hide it in there?
when I was thinking about digging a tunnel?
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action.
And the keys to the cell aren't any.
Correct. You don't even. Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me.
What?
Generally speaking, this should.
I mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed.
That is.
If only there were desserts and tea and real pretty.
Oh, before I forget, I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to
Wait, Clarence said that sword used to belong to her.
I doubt it. The way she went about things often made her seem.
Hang on. A precious.
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, an old key, and I gave you the sword back then. Because
Wait, when did...
after the duel.
Before that, Clorand would have meals with us, and even after the duel, though, there was a period of time where we were both sad and conflicted. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder. If Miss Petronia, back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father, but a close friend as well.
No one can change the past.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Think nothing of.
Looks like the next part of our script.
Perfect timing.
From Claren's face, Paimon really can't tell if it's good.
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. Eventually, you get used to. Suddenly, you hear footsteps outside the door.
Heads up, everyone.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice down.